What's up, guys? Captain Blair here. We are at the Blue Origin meeting right now. We are with Stel Bailey. If you do not know Stel Bailey, you're missing out on a lot of things. What do you think of this Blue Origin deal going on?
Well, I think this is a dog and pony show, if I'm being honest with you. We walk in, it's like a science fair. We've got boards up. I don't think it was really meant for the public to come in and hear from one another. There are people in our community that don't know the science behind this, and sometimes they need the experts in our community to come forward and ask the right questions on what is happening. And so I feel like this is a tactic in a way to kind of keep the community in a controlled environment.
I know, going around to all the tables, it was like a science fair.
Yep.
All their information is all positive, 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 and there is nothing positive about fresh water going into a saltwater estuary, period. Even if it's 20 gallons a day, it's too much going into a saltwater estuary, especially with all the construction that we have going around in Florida right now. Farmington up northwest of I-95, northwest of the Indian River up there, and all the construction from I-95 on the east side and west side is nothing but parking lots, rooftops, and pavement that doesn't give the chance for water to percolate back into our estuary like it's done for thousands of years. We haven't had any fresh seawater come into the estuary to basically counterbalance and make it a saltwater estuary, and we don't need that much more fresh water. 400,000 gallons a day plus going into the estuary, and that's on top of what SpaceX is already putting in to an area called Oyster Pond that I'm sure nobody's heard about because they snuck it in like the first permit that they're trying to get away with right here. They're saying it's a reissuance of a permit. Their first permit was what, for 3,000 gallons a day?
I think so, and what you're talking about is how they're piecemealing it.
Yeah.
And so what people don't understand is when you come to a meeting like this, what the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and stuff does is they say, oh, it's only this much going in, and they're not including all of the other stuff that's going in.
Okay, and they're wanting to do up to 1,000 launches a year out of the Space Coast here.
If we don't get this under control as a community together, all we're asking is that they build a bridge with us and they let us sit at the table and have a real conversation about protecting our lagoon.
It's not wanting the space program here. It's hopefully we can put up enough stink for them to mitigate and put the water somewhere else. I've come up with the analogy that it's kind of like if you were, I hate to say it, but peeing in a swimming pool compared to peeing in a Dixie cup. I mean, we don't need any more fresh water in the Indian River Lagoon system. That's what we're combating right now, and the clams and oysters are struggling right now. Our clam operation right now struggles wherever there's a freshwater outflow coming into the river. So that much more, and we do have one right there at Pine Island. We've got about 8 million clams in a bed there, and the clams that are closest to the Pine Island Canal there, this past year with all the rain that we had, those are the deadest and they're closest there, and it's probably about 3 million that have died there. And I've got other stories where they've opened up retention ponds near some of our clam beds in the Indian River and killed millions and millions of clams just with a little bit of fresh water. So a saltwater estuary does not need any more fresh water when it's already getting deluged every single rainstorm that we have.
I agree with that, and so I think that everyone watching this, I'm so proud of Brevard County tonight. What I saw in there were people that cared, people that grew up here. I heard time and time again that they just want them to do the right thing. We are supposed to be known in the world as a technology hub, and we know that you can do better, Blue Origin. We know that these industries can do better. We're not asking you to leave. We love the space industry. We grew up here with the space industry, and so we're just asking you to do better as we pour our tax money into saving the lagoon. Help us do that.
And me being an outdoorsman, I can tell you that the Space Coast at one time was the sea trout capital of the world. And it was also claimed the redfish capital of the world right here because of Mosquito Lagoon in the Indian River. But it's no more. I mean, we've got other places out, Texas, Louisiana, that are beating us, especially in this area here, because we're having a lot of trouble. But
it can be turned around.
Definitely can be turned around.
And that's the thing, we have to keep the hope because it can be turned around.
And that brings up another question, the half-cent sales tax. There's a lot of negativity out there. The Indian River Clam Restoration Project just received its first donation from them, and we're planting clams. Their money is going to good use, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
And I think you guys need to be contacting your state legislators and your federal legislators, because they're the ones that make the regulations and the rules that tell FDEP, which is your Environmental Protection Agency, the amount of waste that they can be dumping into the lagoon.
Yep. I wanted to get into politics about as much as I wanted to pull out my hair, so
Well,
y'all do what you can. I know politics is boring, but it's the only way we're going to get stuff done and get stuff like this not to happen, and for them to do it the right way instead of the wrong way and dump it all into our backyards.
period.
Period. Appreciate y'all watching. Thanks, Stel.
Yeah, no problem.